So it's time to choose a lender. Today we'll go over the things you should find out and the things you should know before you make that decision. So stick around. Hi, I'm Robert Cackett with Xtreme International Realty, here serving South Florida and here to help you reach your real estate goals. If you're planning on financing your home, finding the correct lender is crucial. But it's important for you to know that not all lenders are created equal. Different lenders have different rules, different criteria, different specializations that come into effect when they are looking at you as a borrower and the type of loan they're going to be issuing. That being said, it's also very important for you to know that no matter what your situation is, somebody out there is willing to lend you the money. The key is whether the terms and conditions they offer are in your particular best interest at this time. So that being said, there are three different things your lender will look at as they determine whether they can or cannot extend a loan. The first is credit score. As we all know, the higher the credit, the better terms and conditions we can get. Also more opportunities and obviously more leverage in times of negotiation. The sweet spot basically is about 640. 640 and up, you're pretty good. Generally, some lenders will not lend people that have less than 620, although there are some lenders that will specialize with credit scores under 620. So there again, depends very much on who you're matched up with. Second is income. More importantly, how you present your income. You know, are you a W-2 employee? Are you a self-employed? Do you work off a 1099? Do you own a company and get your income through a K-1? All these different things that have to do with how you declare and how much you declare are a big factor for the lenders. Some lenders may not be able to work with self-employed individuals because they have a hard time determining what the income is. And let's face it, some self-employed individuals don't always have the cleanest of tax returns. That being said, obviously a W-2 employee with good credit usually has the easiest route. Number three is the debt to income ratio, DTI. This is what can make or break a loan. There are certain guidelines set forth by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. There are also differences between conventional loans and FHA loans, which affect what that DTI can be. But for all intents and purposes, the DTI, debt to income ratio, is basically the amount that you can use from your gross income to get into debt minus existing debt. And that's the number that will determine what your capacity for debt is in terms of how much you can pay every month towards a mortgage. And that's going to translate into a total amount. Another thing we have to look at is loan type. That's not really something for us to talk about today, although different loan types will have different DTI ratios and have different thresholds and all that kind of stuff. But now that we know what the lenders are looking for, how do we go about finding one that will fit our needs? In previous videos, I've recommended that you basically choose your realtor first and sit down with him or her and figure out what your situation is so they can recommend a lender that maybe can help you out or is more specialized in your particular situation. But other than a referral from your realtor or a close friend or relative, things that you should look at as you're choosing your lender and that are very important throughout the process. Number one is going to be experience. Why? Because like I said before, not all lenders are equal. So you need somebody, an originator who will know how to handle your particular case, how to get it through underwriting, how to get the information that is needed for your loan to be able to be processed as simply as possible. You need somebody who knows the ins and outs and all the ways to get things approved, because not all cases are similar. And there's a lot of little bumps in the road when it comes to lending. Second, you have to be comfortable with your lender's communication style. Are they a person who calls on the phone all the time, or uses texts, or uses email, and does that mesh with how you like to receive the information from the lender? Also, in that same communication style, you have to pay attention to whether there is empathy between lender and yourself, because sometimes things get a little bit hectic and you need somebody who is going to communicate with you in a way that you feel comfortable. Which is basically point number 3. Is there rapport? You should look for a little rapport, although for the most part, your main communication person will end up being, your realtor. So you need to understand and you need to look at experience, communication style, and rapport to make sure you feel comfortable with somebody who's going to be asking you a lot of things and for a lot of information, and sometimes things can get a little bit hectic. I hope this video has helped you understand a little more about what lenders are looking for and what you need to look for in a lender. Again, I really want you to understand that there's always going to be someone out there willing to let you borrow the money to buy a home. It always depends, one, on the situation that you particularly have, and second, on the terms and conditions that they are willing to offer. Thanks for watching. If you need any more information, look at the comments below, and that should lead you to other similar videos. In the meantime, have a wonderful day.